you so much. Well, we will be opening in about 12 cities commercially to start with, including San Francisco. We'll be back after. We have 2 more shows as part of this theater. Part of this festival. One on Tuesday and then one on next Saturday. And then we'll be back in San Francisco opening commercially on April 27th.
At the Metreon, no less. That's an accomplishment.
And that is going to be a real opportunity for, I mean, San Francisco gets to kind of be the leader. I think if we do well there, it'll influence how many other cities we get to go to. So I hope you'll help to spread the word for that. Hey, Judy.
I'm just wondering how you came about, how you decided to star in your own movie.
That's a good question.
Because it's really ballsy, and you do it so well. It's amazing. How did you do it?
What's the question? We can't hear.
How did he decide to star in his own movie, in his own film?
That was not the plan at the beginning. And it was, I have to credit one of my producers who really made me think about it. He told me to take it seriously, think about it. And so I auditioned myself. I recorded myself. This was over a course of a couple weeks. I recorded myself, watched myself, saw if I could assess what I didn't like, if I had the ability to really change it, give myself the direction and implement it, and if I could do this over a range of scenes. And once I was satisfied that I could, then I had to think harder about it. And there are many challenges, and there are set dynamic challenges too. It confuses a lot of people on set sometimes to have the director swing back and forth. And in the end, I think that there were 2 major tools that it afforded the production that kind of flipped me over into the yes category. And one tool was that I could direct the actors from within the scene. And I thought that would be very important with the child, because I didn't want to give him too much verbal direction. I kind of wanted him just to move with me in the scene. And it also helps for long takes. If you have a long take, and something's not going right, you don't have to wait till the take is over. As a director in the scene, you just do a little something to shift it and pull out the kinds of things you need in character, and it's useful. The other thing is, on a film like this, I would mostly be spending my time talking to the lead actor, communicating with the lead actor. And we were a 3-week shoot, and so cutting out that communication saved us a lot of time. And so I think with those assets, I thought, okay, that's enough to make me want to do this.
Up there?
I'd like to look at this as more like, in my mind, a message movie, especially for the straight audience. And the crux and the meat of the movie obviously comes at the end at the deposition. Because it kind of reminds me, you're too young to remember, but it reminds me of the song My Boy Bill from Carousel.
Be strong as tall as a tree.
But I mean, the energy that you that your character finally brings out, you wanted to shake him already because he's so passive. But wouldn't it be nice to bring it quicker to that point in the movie? Because I think we're a little more sensitive, but for a straight audience, they want to get to the crux of the matter and get to that point and then drive home how important it is for a gay person and how loving a gay person can be to rear a child.
That's an interesting theory.
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
The words out.
I think what I've seen is that audiences, straight and not, have really, there's going to be your straight person who walks out. The straight person doesn't have the patience, but they are very much in the minority when it comes to this. And people that you would think have the reputation, young people. One of my favorite audiences for this film has been that teenage girls somehow have found the movie, and they sit there and they are mesmerized for 3 hours, and they are with it, and it's because they see the things they recognize. You know, anyone who's sensitive to family dynamics, they see something recognizable. And so I think that to get someone's sympathies, to introduce them to your life that may have some unfamiliar, uncomfortable things, you need to show them the comfortable things, the recognizable things. And that's going to be different things for different people, and so sometimes you have to show a lot of things, and not everyone will connect with everyone at every viewing, but it's enough. I think that you give them enough to choose from, they pick the things they recognize, and you got them.
If Cody was so loving and trusted you, why did he feel the need to write that will and not trust you?
I think that that's a very good question. And it does make a lot of people very angry, you know, it's like, oh, they could have avoided all this, but this is what happens with wills. I'm sure many times in this room, there are people who should have wills who don't. And it's very hard to talk about your mortality, and it's very hard after his wife has just passed away. And you can tell that he knows, he's the responsible one, he knows what he's supposed to do. Even the fact that he got out that fill-in-the-blank will and started it, I think shows that he has the right instinct, but there's something in him from the loss that he had just suffered that he couldn't get into it right away. And like life often does, you know, it gets away from us. Once we get into the good pattern, you know, who wants to go back and think about death?
Oh, so that will was written before you got together?
That was before they got together.
Oh, all right.
We have time for one more question. Up in the top?
Me? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask, I mean, the question was asked around this being an Asian American Film Festival, and there was a question about if this had played in a GLBT festival, and Frameline is supporting this. But I guess my question is, do you see this as a gay film, and did you start off with the intention of it being received as a gay film at all?
I think I started from the people, and I noticed at one point that political language didn't enter, or the language of identity didn't really enter into these people's lives. I thought that was interesting, and I hadn't finished writing yet when I noticed this. And by the time I finished, there was no place for it. And I thought, that's kind of nice. We have the foundations for what all these political concepts are supposed to represent. And then it takes out that, I think, how loaded certain words can be. And it lets us kind of see back to fundamentals. And so I think that there is the foundation there for any kind of audience to come in, and I don't think I think there is, as the gentleman said before, there's a passiveness in what I don't try to make you think anything. And you can feel that from the lack of score. You know, I don't tell you what to feel. There's deep focus and then a lot of wide shots. I don't tell you where to look. You can have one of many, many different experiences going through this film, and I like that. And I like that it can be very extremely different experiences that people have and interpretations that people have.
Well, let's let Patrick know that he has many friends here in San Francisco.